So I want to talk about the Mapuche attacking the Spanish in 1553 on Xmas. Xmas, 1553 AD. The Mapuche is going to take the fort, the first port, and then the second one. Then you have Pedro Valdivia. You got Lev Toro. Valdivia. You have the Mapuche. And then you got Ka Polican, the chief Toki. So the 1553 Xmas attack is going to be a coincidence, or maybe not, because you have the Mapuche who's going to attack the Spanish on Christmas 1766, perhaps just 365 days. There's just, the Alchemist author says that there's no such thing as a coincidence. So the Mapuche is going to attack the Spanish and kill the governor in 1553, and they're going to attack the Spanish in 1766, both on December 25th. Maybe because the goddamn Spanish are a bunch of Catholic, Christian, goddamn hypocritical piles of shit. Oh, you're the good guys? How come you're putting our goddamn heads on pikes? Oh, you're the good guys? Why are you cutting off our noses? Oh, you're the good guys? Why are you cutting off our right hands? That's Pedro Valdivia. Pedro Valdivia was known to cut off the noses and the right hands of the Mapuche. Apparently 400 prisoners, documented evidence. Mutilated beyond all comprehension, ignored the screams of women and children. Valdivia didn't give a shit about women and children. You're going to have the Cherry Hill Massacre. Joseph Bryant. I was like, oh my goodness, the British and the Native Americans have committed atrocities, attacked women and children. Pedro Valdivia's attacking women and children. Who was that one guy that was on Unforgiven? That William Money out of Missouri. William Money out of Missouri. He apparently he was known to kill women and children, and then they strung up his friend, and then he had to go after every single one of them, a la Scarface, Godfather 1 style, but instead of a sequence, a montage, it was in one room. Clink, clink, spurs. Oh shit, 10 people versus one fucking guy. (1766) isn't that big. 1766, December 8th to the 10th. The Spaniards hold a banquet for the Mapuche. They announce a settlement plan. None of them agreed to it. Now, you're going to have the Mapuche, who's the Native Americans that the Spanish crown has recognized as independent. The only Native Americans in the two Americas for them to do that. The Mapuche, you got 1.3 million Mapuche today. 1766, you had a whole bunch of Jesuits, right? You had that 1553 Mapuche attack, but apparently the Spaniards held on, right, for another 200 years. The governor Antonio de Gael y Gonzaga, his plan was to build the houses and the villages amongst the Mapuche. That's how he was going to pacify them. Oh, I'm just building a house right next to yours. Well, don't mind us. We're just building a village here right inside your own village. A village in a village? Yep. Like a nation in a nation, like the reservations at Santiago, Conception, Bio River. Mapuche had a secret plan. They're going to do a series of surprise attacks again. This is similar to Pontiac's rebellion, but again, this is the exact same shit. The Mapuche are organized, and they have mobilization. They have incredible organization and mobilization. The Mapuche, the Native Americans, not only are they outgunned and out-weaponed, but, you know, they have so many other things that they got to worry about. They got all the mosquitoes and the flies to work. You don't understand. Mapuche, they had a secret plan. And ultimately, the Mapuche won. The Spanish penetration into the Araucania was reversed. There's going to be a peace plan, February 1767. So you're going to have Xmas, 1766. They're going to sit there and attack them, and there's this big battle, and some people die or something. But the main governor doesn't die. The main governor is going to sign the peace treaty, February 1767. December 30th, Nacimiento, he got reinforcements from the Spanish. January 1767, the Pehuenches attacked the Mapuche. The Pehuenches, I heard, are the Incan. So you had Spanish got reinforcements, so that's why they weren't able to get the governor the victory. And 1553 was a lot more sweeter, a lot more complete than the victory in 1766, but both were victories for the Mapuche. I don't know the details of 1766, just except that there was a battle, there was a fight. Nacimiento got there. The Pajanchas got there, and then Gil Gonzaga signs a peace agreement with the Mapuche. So you got a peace agreement. You stood up, you fought, and you got a peace agreement. What did goddamn Joseph get? He said, we fight no more. Well, shit, then that means you're just left to our mercy. You're a goddamn motherfucking 30 miles away from the fucking border. You fight no more? What the fuck? You gotta run, motherfucker. Run and then dive into Canada. 1553, Xmas, incredible mobilization. So the Mapuche have organizations. They got squadrons. They got cavalry. They're taking the weapons from the Spanish. They're taking the attacks, and they're learning. They're only half a step away from the Spanish. The Spanish has the horse. The Spanish has the gun and the musket and, the battle axe. But as soon as you take one Spaniard down, now you got the battle axe. Now you got the horse. Attack with one from one direction and then another. So 3 or 4 squadrons. This is not a battle of cowpens. But if you got 4 groups of, say, 2,500 men, the first 2,500 men send them in, and then they're repelled. And then the other 2,500 from a different direction come in, and then they're repelled. And then the 3rd squadron, and that's the one that kind of fights and fights and fights until the other ones start running away. And then the 4th squadron are the ones that go after the retreaters. What, you think you're going to get away? You think you're going to get out of here? No, I don't think so. The 1st wave, 2nd wave, 3rd wave, 4th wave. The cowpens, the Battle of Cowpens is they send out like their weaker ones, and then they're fighting, and then they feign retreat, but then that's where the whole army is. So they're just kind of like, oh, we're just 1,000 of us just kind of standing out in the field, just having some banquets, just having some ribs, drinking some wine out of these wine glasses here. 3 or 4 squadrons, highly coordinated, sophisticated attack, brutal, cruel, and they would get the fleeing troops. So what does that mean? That means they're going to wipe them all out. They're going to kill the governor. They're going to kill the 55 Spaniards, and they're going to kill the Yanacana. Now, the Yanacana, I just kind of quickly clicked on the Wikipedia link, but the Yanacana has something to do with the Incan. Something to do with the religious fucking people, the religious class of the Incan or some shit, which I'm like, well, what is that? Is that brown? Is that white? I don't even know. But they're somehow different than the regular Spanish soldier, the official Spanish soldier. So he's got 55 Spanish soldiers. Then there's Valdivia, Pedro Valdivia, 55 Spaniards, and 3,500 Yanacana. So they just say, and the auxiliaries. 3,500 auxiliaries, that's not really auxiliary. Kind of sounds like the 55 are the auxiliary. The 3,500, that's the actual army, right? That's your... So Pedro Valdivia is going to be the bad guy, and you're going to have Lev Taru. He's going to be Christianized La Toro, which I kind of like La Toro. I am La Toro. But Lev Taru is going to be his Mapuche's name, his Native American name. So like I said before, Pedro Valdivia would cut off the noses of the Mapuche and the right hands. 400 prisoners, he mutilated them beyond comprehension, cut it off their noses, their face, their right hand, left foot, right foot. He would burn down villages like Carius. He ignored the screams of women and children, just like the My Lai massacre. No mercy, no quarter, just like the Scotsmen and the Battle of Camden, Glencoe. Valdivia would cut off a Mapuche's nose and right hand, 400 prisoners. There's a lot of sick motherfuckers that say, well, he's the father. Valdivia is the right hand of the father, the priest, and they're saying the governor, the king, he's the authority. So that means you gotta suck his dick. He's the authority figure. Pedro Valdivia is the one that's in charge. And you just got to kiss his ass. You got to kiss that wicked pile of shit's ass. Because you need a strong fucking father to tell you what to do. And so when Pedro Valdivia tells you to cut off the nose of a Native American, you just do it. The Yanacana, the Spaniards, why wouldn't you do it? Why question authority? Just cut off that guy's nose and cut off his hands and burn down their village and kill their mother and children, their wife and neighbors. Just like the war economy, is it, what are you trying to help? I don't understand the angle. I don't understand how people could just suck any piece of shit that says, okay, I'm the boss around here and I'm the criminal, violent piece of shit who's in charge. Okay, well, you're not legitimate, and the next person that says he's the criminal, asshole, violent piece of shit in charge, he gets to just beat you up, and then if he wins, he gets to take the realm. Can we have an election here? Can we have a fair presidential election? Can we have ranked choice voting? God damn, we need a fair fucking system. You can't just have a bunch of criminal fucks fighting over. You'll just have coup d'etat after coup d'etat after coup d'etat. How's that conservative? How's that going to build up stability and help with our country? Mao Zedong, they say, killed 100 million. Stalin killed 40 million. Hitler killed 10 million. And Lev Taru, he's going to kill 3,000. So 3,500 plus 55 plus 1, and that's what? 3,556. 3,556, so that's over 9/11. That's more dead Spaniards than 9/11. So the Mapuche won in the 1553 Christmas attack. You're going to have Fort Purin. Fort Purin was taken by the Lev Taru. No messages were sent to Pedro Valdivia from Fort Purin. This made Valdivia nervous. So in December 1553, he's like, shit, has my Fort Purin been taken over? He takes an inspection with the internal forts with a Spaniard, a 3,500 Incan auxiliary, the Yanacana. He goes with the Yanacana, 55 Spanish soldiers, and he's walking to Purin in Tucapel, doesn't see anything, gets close to Tucapel, about a half a day's away from Tucapel. Gomez de Almagro was the Spanish commander at the Fort of Purin. At the Fort Purin, he had been bottled up. The Mapuche, they wrecked Almagro's house. They destroyed Fort Purin. That's why no word was sent. Valdivia is actually going to try to set up camp in the ruins